What's going on, guys? Welcome back to The Real Talk, and I'm here with another review for you guys today, and that's for Wind River. Check it out.
This place, what it takes from us, what it took from you.
I got lucky.
Luck lives in the city.
Get your hand off that weapon!
Alright, guys, so this film stars Jeremy Renner, Elizabeth Olsen, Gail Birmingham, Julia Jones, and Graham Greene. And it's directed by Tyler Sheridan, and he wrote, I believe, Sicario, Hell or High Water, which was a great film. And this film, he's also writing the upcoming sequel to Sicario, which is Soldado. And this movie came out of like left field for me, guys. It came out of nowhere. I knew of the movie and the cast, but I didn't see like the trailer or anything. And like right after the movie, I was like, you know what? I haven't even seen the trailer for this movie, you know? So that's pretty good. I'm going to try to see more movies like that. But, you know, I'm so glad I finally got to see this movie because this movie was amazing. As always, I like to start off with my negatives. And for this movie, guys, to be completely honest, I was going to say the pacing of the movie is a little bit off at some points, like towards the middle, even towards the beginning. But to me, I feel like it's not a big enough negative to be a negative. You know, it's not that bad. You know, it's not something that really affected the film for me. But other than that, guys, there's nothing that I could put in the negatives. So let's move on to the positives. First thing I have to mention in the positives, guys, is the directing. Tyler Sheridan, what a directorial debut, guys. This movie was just awesome on every level. I feel like he was able to get the actors to, you know, give great performances. He was able to capture the story and the narrative for this movie to be a murder mystery. It could be very hard, especially to be your first film, and especially to be in that sort of location and stuff like that. Cinematography was on point as well. But this movie also gave you a type of like atmosphere to it, you know? And that's what I really love about movies that just literally transport you, not because of the location. The location itself, it's like, was really well done as well. And I felt like sometimes it's like a character within itself, but like the atmosphere of the movie was really well done as well. And again, for this to be your first movie directing, and it's going to be like a murder mystery, man, he knocked it out of the park. And obviously he directed some great movies. He wrote some great movies, so it was really interesting to see how a writer could come off of those projects and like direct this movie. And he did a flawless job, guys, at least in my opinion. So I had to praise him first in my positives. As I was just saying, guys, the actors in this movie did a phenomenal job, especially Jeremy Renner. I feel like this is the performance of his career. And if you guys were ever like a doubter of him, like, he can act. I never really like saw him like, oh, this guy can act or whatever. He may have been in some bad movies, but him as an actor, I feel like he's always been on his A game. And this movie proves it, you know, by far. And also Elizabeth Olsen, she was fine in her role. She didn't really have a lot to do, but I did like that her character was like not your typical like female character that's kind of useless. Like she's pretty like strong in her own right, you know. So but also Gail Birmingham, guys, he's also in Hell or High Water. He was great in that too. But in this movie, he just gives a emotional performance. And you know, this movie also, I feel like I could include this part in this part of the review. This movie was very emotional. Surprisingly, I found myself like, oh my god, like I can't believe this movie is like taking me to that place, you know. And that has to do with the acting itself. And these actors did also a great job in portraying these characters. These characters have like a lot of emotional depth. You guys can actually connect to these characters. That's very important for this type of movie. So that being said, guys, that has to be a positive, and let's move on to my next one. Obviously, guys, the cinematography in this movie was really gorgeous to look at, obviously with the different landscapes and stuff like that, but also the score and the cinematography obviously go hand in hand, and I thought they were both really well done. Some really unique choices with the score, but I really dug them. And like, again, I feel like those two going hand in hand, and they had a part in giving you that sort of feel and creating that sort of atmosphere for the film. So those were really well done. And guys, I really love murder mysteries, and it's been a while since I've seen a really good one. So I had to include this in my positive, that this movie is not just, you know, a murder mystery, but it's also really like a character-driven dramatic piece. And the story and narrative in this movie was really well done. It's really strong, and it really hits you, and it has a lot to say. And that's what I really dug it. And this movie was really special and really did the story, like I was just saying, and even did the murder mystery part of it really well. So I had to include that in this part, well, in the positives. So let's go on to my last one. Surprisingly, guys, this movie had some good action. I don't want to say like, you know, it has a lot of action, but where you do get those scenes, it's really well done because of the story that came before it. You know, it's just building up to that moment, and it's executed beautifully. And there's even this one moment before one of the action scenes that just had me on the edge of my seat, guys. I was just like, whoa, this went from 0 to 100 real quick. So I had to mention that in my positives, that those action scenes that you do get in this movie are great. So overall, guys, I really love this movie so much, and it really just came out of nowhere and surprised the hell out of me. So with all the positives being said, and with that, I have to give Wind River a 9 out of 10, guys. This movie is, like I said, it's just awesome. I just can't believe like this wasn't on my radar, but it certainly is now. And I'm telling you guys, I highly recommend to go see this movie if it's playing around you. I believe it got released in a little bit more theaters this past weekend. So if you have a chance to see it, please do yourself a huge favor and go check it out. But if you have seen the movie, let me know your thoughts on it in the comment section down below. And guys, I do have some more videos on my channel involving movies and also Game of Thrones. So go check those out if you haven't. You guys can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at The Real Talk with 2 Ks. And as always, I'll see you at the movies. Later, guys.